So here we are again. Yesterday we were saying JP was going to come and pump the markets for us. And what did he do? He gave us a little pump, then a little pullback, and now everybody's waking up again and the markets are green. And these meme coins, can you believe it? These things are absolutely ripping out of the gates at the moment. So guys, we've got so much to talk about today, but I really want to focus on the Coinbase situation. We've got Coinbase earnings later. Are they coming to save the markets for another day in a row here? Then we've also got Apple earnings. Is there something going on there with AI potentially? Are we going to get a move? And then obviously we're going to look at these memes and we're going to enjoy this moment. We're going to enjoy this green because we've been in pain for a few days, unless you were shorting. But let's take a look at this, guys. Let's get right into this.
What's up, champ?
So as you can see, someone's turned bullish here, and maybe he's got his his AI goggles on here because there might be something happening with some AI later. Ray, so Ray, I'm assuming you're quite bullish. I'm guessing by the look, by the vest, everything going on here.
I'm bullish, but I'm more I think we're range bound.
Right.
So
you know what they can range bound? They can range bound my bull shirt because I put my bull shirt on today as well. So okay, let's get into this, guys. Okay, banter bubbles. It's green. Okay, it's a good look. And what is outperforming everything? The meme coins again. We cannot ignore this meme situation. It's a proper thing now. And you know what we see when we get these pullbacks and all these dips. These memes recover so fast. And I'm not going to lie, I got quite stuck into this PEPE earlier today. And look at this thing, 26% up. You got Floki there on the right hand side, 14%. We've got WIF 16%, and RUNE, can you believe it, coming back from the depths of hell. I think we spoke about that one briefly yesterday, and it was teeing up in a nice little area. So hopefully some of you grabbed that RUNE as well. But overall, things are looking good. Things are looking green. Are we allowed to get excited? Well, yes, number one, let's enjoy the moment. But number two, we've got to make sure we know where these resistance zones are, where we need to TP, and where we need to just like control our euphoria as much as possible, because the reversals can happen at any time in these current conditions. Okay, let's look at BTC. Let's just see where we are, what is going on. And look, it's a great look at the moment. I'm not going to lie, we really we were under pressure the last couple of days. If you were anything like me, you would have felt the burn here when we lost this 59k level. That was a little bit of a slap in the face. And you know, they've come down, they've settled nicely here for us. And you know, JP came and he started like fueling the fire yesterday, and we had that little pump, we had that pullback, and the signs were there that the market might actually just enjoy after digesting the situation. They might just enjoy what is happening at the moment. So what have we got here? Now we've got our major support that you need to watch. This is clear support for you guys that you can pay attention to now. 56,500. This is a big level for everybody to be watching now. If they're going to send this thing down, and remember, I mean, sentiment can change in minutes here. They can turn this thing over with a big rejection, and then we could start looking at this 56,500 level. So pay attention to this area. Number one that you're going to be watching is this rising trend. Okay, so if we start losing this rising trend, the signs are going to be there that they might want to come bring us lower back to this 56.5. If they come back to 56.5, I suspect they're going to want to just push it a little bit lower and grab a couple of stops. So just remember, have a plan in mind. If they do send it lower, look out for some kind of stop hunt in this region if they are going to do that. So right now for me, what am I watching? I'm watching this rising trend on the 2 hour. You can see it's pretty much holding quite nicely at the moment. Then we have a nice little horizontal floating around here, 58,400. So get 58,400 on your charts. Make sure that you are marking that as a potential support level. Let's just put a little box around here for you guys. Okay, so you can see a nice little support band in play here, 58,400. Watch that zone. And remember, and let's not forget, this is big resistance. Okay, we are now sitting at a major resistance area. What do I have here? I've got our previous range support, 59,500. I've got a 382 pull as well from these highs that you can see over here on Monday. And then I've also got the 100-day moving average pushing into this region. Look at this 100-day MA. Here it is. Okay, hello, there it is. Okay, so we do know we have big resistance here. What does this mean for the bulls? Well, if you were long from lower down, this means tighten up those stops. Maybe bring your stops to entry just to be safe if you want to. Option 2, take some profit if you want to. And option 3, well, the bulls, then we can sit back and wait for these Coinbase earnings. We can wait for Apple earnings, and we can see if they're going to add a little spice in the market. Because what I can see happening here is if we blow this 100-day MA and this massive resistance area, that is going to act as a nice little support base for us for our next move higher up to our next level, which is going to be 61.5. Okay, so these are the big levels now that you need to watch today, and just pay attention to these levels. Let's not get too euphoric. Let's just enjoy, where we are, enjoy the moment, because it's just beautiful. I mean, I must say, it's taken a few days, but we are finally here. I mean, Dre's drinking tea. I mean, the man is so bullish. He's got his tea out. So, yeah, things are looking good. And, from my perspective, this is where I am at the moment. I'm on Prime XBT. I'm trading a little bit. Would you believe it? I jumped into a vet trade out of all things. I don't know how I ended up in a vet trade, but I ended up in a vet trade. And there goes vet, ICP, Doge, and you can see I'm long 1.5 Bitcoin. Yesterday, I was long about 2 Bitcoin, and after a little bit of chop, and then I went to bed, and I actually de-risked a little bit here. So I've left that thing now as it is, and let's see how we go. Maybe this pump is going to pay for some of the stops of the last couple of days, and just bring back a little bit of normality for us. If you want to trade Prime XBT with me, the link is in the description under the show, so you can just go to the show link, look under the description here, and you can see Prime XBT. There's an offer at the moment. They're giving you up to $7,000 in sign-up bonuses available for Prime XBT, so take advantage of the offer. You can see I actually chart on it as well, and I do a lot of things here with Prime XBT. I always enjoy the clean candles that they give us. It makes it really super clean. And yeah, you can see Doge. I was a bit of a late bloomer here on Doge, and I've only got, it's actually my smallest position here, but it's quite nice the way they show everything here. And now I want to put a stop loss in Doge in case we get a reversal. So I'm just going to put a stop under this 30-minute candle low here at 0.128. So I'm going to just click on the button here, and I'm going to say stop, and I'm going to go 0.128. Okay, there we go. And now my stop is in place, and it's clear. You can see it now on Prime XBT. And what you can actually do here is you can adjust your stop by moving it up and down on the screen. So that's quite a handy little tool. So if you get a pullback, and maybe you don't want to exit, you can just drag it lower and things like that. So that is how I'm operating on Prime XBT at the moment. Right. Let's look at the news. Let's see what's going on. Why has sentiment changed all of a sudden? I mean, we were in a bear market for like 3 days. Did everyone enjoy that? I mean, I definitely didn't have the most fun. And I actually tweeted the other day that my wife was like trying to go to the shops, and I was hitting all the stops, and it was getting super awkward. I mean, the handbag supply had to slow down a little bit there for a couple of days, but she'll be relieved when she sees some green candles. She's gonna be happy. It means handbag season is back. And okay, so here's Bitcoin Magazine, and they're saying BlackRock says sovereign wealth funds, pension funds, and endowments are coming to Bitcoin. Okay, so a little bit of bullish source here. That's also adding to the spice. It's amazing how sentiment can change so quickly. And then we've got this Bitcoin archive. Now, there are mixed reports, but suddenly, after this Hong Kong ETF failure, or it was deemed a failure the other day, after day one, these numbers are starting to flow in here. And they're saying they took $292 million on the first day. So just an interesting mix of reports coming through here. So, as we get more information and we get the actual data, we can share it. But this is looking way better than we originally thought. And now remember this. Jose. We'll do it again. Come, let's do it again. Oh, we gotta love that. We just enjoy these moments. Just enjoy them. Okay, this was my tweet earlier today. We've got $13 billion of liquidity around the 72K area. Now, I'm not calling 72K. I'm calling more 61.5, that sort of level. But it is a nice thought. You can see for the market makers and everyone else, where can you have the most fun? Okay, it looks very boring down to the left. It looks very exciting a little bit higher up. So if I was in that business, I'd start sending it a little bit higher, just to grab a couple of late shorters and these type of things. And especially these guys, if they watch the show, then they'll want to see Ray with his goggles on. I mean, mean, what more could they want? So it makes sense that they would send it higher. And look, something notable. That is where the fun is at the moment. And then believe it or not, okay, the top gainers amongst the top 300 coins in the past 24 hours. Fuck me. It's meme coins, 𝗬𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗧 and POPCAT. I mean, can you guys actually believe this? Ray, I hope you're trading memes, bro. Are you on the memes yet?
I'm still on the sideline.
Got to get on that bus. Okay, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you get on that meme bus. Okay, so meme coins, they're never going away. Okay, we just need to embrace it. If you hate meme coins, you know what? Trade them. Hate them, but trade them. I used to hate Doge and whatever the Doge thing was about, and I missed like multiple X's on Doge in the 2020, 2021 run. And, you know, I'm definitely not making that same mistake this time. And these memes are here to stay. And enjoy them. Come and ride them. And then some excellent bullish news for us. I mean, can you get more bullish news than Bloomberg Market saying crypto is anything but strong right now? Right, Molly White for Business Week. Okay, for me, that's a bull sign. I'm not sure how you guys are feeling, but when we see things like that coming out, it must be the sign of a bottom in the market, or even just a local bottom, you know, just something that give us a little bit of a pump when they start dropping these things. And then Peter Brandt, I must say, I really respect this guy's charting, and he's called a few absolute bangers over the years. And, you know, I really enjoy his opinion. And he's basically dumped a chart here. And he says if Bitcoin can hold these lows and move higher, the chart will qualify as a very common bull market continuation chart construction. Okay, listen to this man. He loves his charts, and I mean, I've watched him in the past, and he's nailed multiple setups here on some of these crypto tokens. So nice little view, nice little opinion, great little account to follow. I see Schemo says Tuka up 100%. What's not to like, guys? The ticker is Tuka. How many times have I given you this entry on Tuka? I've told you guys from day one here, this 0.04 is your level that you need to be buying at. Here it is again, coming into play for us one more time. I hope you guys have been buying this Tuka. And don't forget, because I'm never going to not tell you. I'm going to continuously tell you when Tuka is at $1 billion. I'm going to tell you guys, I brought it to you at $3 to $4 million market cap. Here it is again, sitting at 0.04. You had your opportunity yesterday to grab it again. Don't worry, all is not lost. Remember, these things pull back, they pump, they dump, they do all these types of things. And you just really want to identify some solid areas where you can buy Tuka. And, you know, right now it's broken a nice little zone. So if you get a pullback on Tuka, 0.068, that for me is a little buy zone for the Tuka fans. Now I know we're digressing a little bit here, but I just saw that comment there, and I think we had to deal with it. Okay, who is hanging out in the chats here? And James says America. James, I don't have that track yet. I've got to get it. I've got to get it ready for us. Kevin says like destroyed. Guys, if you are enjoying the content and if you are enjoying the bull market that we are now in for the last 3 hours, and if you hated the bear market that we had for 2 or 3 days, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and then just enjoy the content and make us feel special. You know, this is just for you guys, and it would be lovely if you guys were subscribed to the channel and hitting that bell button. Okay, let's see. Banter Bag number 9 says, love the horn. Well, if you love the horn, you're going to love the cat. Ooh. I'm just feeling so bullish today. Okay, what else is happening here? Persiano says pump Trump. Let's see who else is here. What NA says 20% easily. I'm not sure what he's talking about. Ferdy N says Tuka is my hero. And Arctic Trading says we are back. We are so back until we reject in the next hour or so. But let's see how we go. Okay. Let's look at bigger picture Bitcoin and why can't we get super excited at the moment? Why can't we get pumped? Well, you can see why. We are in a clear downtrend here on the 2-day. So why am I not? Well, I mean, I'm pretty excited. I'm not going to lie. I mean, we've been really waiting for these green candles. But if we really look at this from a broader perspective and actually just zoom out a little bit and say, what the fuck is actually going on here? And you can see BTC is just in this clear downtrend at the moment, and we can't get too excited. So right now, what is the play? We dumped it down, pumped it up, dumped it down. If we pump it up, look out for a big rejection here on this trend line. 62K, look out in that region. That could be the start of the next leg down, okay? And never mind the fact that right now we are sitting at a roughly 60K. We're just under 60K. This is actually a resistance area, so we just need to be aware that if you're trying to open longs now at 59, 100 or whatever it's sitting at, you are pushing into a major resistance area, and at any point in time this thing could reject. So just understand the playing field, understand where you are right now in the bigger picture and how you are dealing with things. And again, it doesn't mean we can't have fun along the way. If we are in a downtrend, you know, we get these nice little moments. I mean, look at PEPE, it's up 26%. A little bit of patience and this thing absolutely ripped, and now everybody's happy again. So remember, there's lots of opportunity even if you are in a downtrend, and these could be times to really sharpen up your skills and figure out what type of trader you actually are. Okay, let's look at dominance, and this is playing out incredibly at the moment. Okay, so dominance on the 4 hour, this really helped us keep these altcoins alive. So while Bitcoin was dumping, you saw these alts were holding higher lows. Bitcoin was printing lower lows, and this dominance really just supported us all the way. And look here, we've got a nice little reaction on dominance here, but this dominance reaction has happened exactly when Bitcoin started pumping. And remember, when Bitcoin starts pumping and dominance pumps, it's not that bad. That we can live with that. We can deal with that. And it's even better if you are in a Bitcoin long, because technically it's going to start outperforming some of the altcoins. The only time you're stressing about dominance pumping is when Bitcoin is going sideways or starting to melt down a little bit. So very interesting here that we've got a little bounce, and nice that it's now timed itself with a Bitcoin pump. And then I just wanted to bring this big one to your attention, dominance on the weekly. This is still the same chart that I've been watching for ages, and this is basically our fun line, and this is really the altcoin fun line right here that we need to pay attention to. So this rising trend that you can see here, it's a weekly rising trend. When this thing breaks, yes, we're going to have lots of fun, but remember, these weekly rising trends, these weekly trend lines, these weekly pools, these weekly candles, they are massive areas, and it takes a lot to break them. And you can see right now, Bitcoin dominance is sitting on major weekly support, backed up by a rising trend as well. So it would make perfect sense here to get a dominance pump in this region. And you can see on the zoomed in chart, it's reacting exactly on this rising trend that I've just shown you on this weekly trend. It makes perfect sense that it's reacting on this trend at this exact time. So just watch this thing carefully. If we do lose that trend, then the fun is coming, and the fun is coming hard. But till that happens, exercise a little bit of caution here, and just play it safe. Come. Let's see who's in the chat. Leon's in the chats. I haven't seen him here in a while. Leon, what's happening, bro? Let's see. Robert says RUNE is airdropping gummy for 𝗚𝗏 holders 10%. Yes, I've actually got this tweet here from Uncle Run. Confirmed. 𝗚𝗏 holders get 10% of the next gummy airdrop. Okay, so I mean, there's a little bit of pumpage there for 𝗚𝗏, but for me, 𝗚𝗏 is a long-term play. There's a massive thing going on here with 𝗚𝗏, and I would look at making sure that you guys get your hands on some 𝗚𝗏. Rudy says I should get a B tattooed on my chest. You know what I'll get on my chest? When 𝗚𝗏 hits 1 billion, I'll tattoo 𝗚𝗏 across my chest for you guys. No problem. You can even clip this out, because when it hits 1 billion, bro, I'll do it.
I've clipped it.
Okay. Ray's clipping it. 𝗚𝗏 on my chest. No problem. Any day of the week.
I open short.
No, did you just open a short? Bro, don't kill us now. Come, don't kill us. Don't kill us. Then take the goggles off, Ray. Are we getting rinsed?
Not rinsed, but we rejected, and I just hopped in. Stop loss is the candle.
Okay,
I'm
there
up
you
10%.
go. So remember, he's opened a short at a major resistance area. Okay, so pay attention. There's a short there from Ray on a major resistance zone. Okay, let's look at ETH quickly before we jump into the actual juice and why we are here. ETH, okay, ETH on the 12 hour, nice strong bounce, nice performance, and put us under a bit of pressure. But now ETH is at a major area now. This is where we start paying attention. Okay, the same way Bitcoin is sitting at major resistance, we've got ETH at major resistance now. Is it going to reject, or is it going to blow through? Well, the bears, this is where you're looking. This is your moment. This is where you're looking for your shorts to send it a little bit lower. And the next option for the bulls, next play for me on ETH is bang into the 618, 3150. Look for that as a potential rejection area. If you are long Ethereum, make sure at one of these two zones, you are de-risking and you are taking profit. So right now, 3,020, somewhere in this region, a little bit higher up, look at 3,150. If it bangs into 3,150, TP something, raise your stops, de-risk a little bit, because you don't want to have to sit here and deal with a round trip one more time. So let's just enjoy. Let's just enjoy this moment, but be responsible about it along the way. Okay, why are we here today? Why are we here? Number one, we've got Coinbase earnings coming out. Okay, this is this evening, and you can see, I'm going to show you the chart just now, but the market is getting super bullish on Coinbase. Now, remember, they're reporting earnings from Q1 when Bitcoin was trading at 70K. Can you imagine how much money these guys have made? Can you imagine the size of the earnings that's going to come out? There's a lot of expectation here that these guys are not just going to beat earnings, they are going to destroy them. And we are now looking carefully to see what can react with this type of news, what in the market could respond. Obviously, the whole crypto market would enjoy that. It might be a short-term little pump. Maybe we're going to get our move from Bitcoin into that rising trend line. But maybe there's a couple of other tokens of interest that we can look at that are linked to Coinbase. So let's talk about those today. And let's say, well, Crypto Johnny, he says Coinbase is about to smash earnings. They literally live streaming. Okay, zero chance they don't come in strong. Look, if you're going to live stream your earnings, you definitely got to live stream dog shit earnings. You're really gonna be waving things around there, making everybody know how good you guys are. So yeah, that's definitely a bullish sign. Now on Coinbase, they've got their layer 2 base, which is built on optimism. Okay, so they've used open source stack or whatever it's called for the fundamental guys, but they've built base using optimism. Okay, look at the users on base here on the left hand side. You can see this chart. This thing is just grinding up non-stop. There's a lot going on here on base at the moment, and we know there's tons of degens there on the degen chain as well. There's all these types of memes. This thing is absolutely blowing up at the moment. And here's Delphi Digital. I found this very interesting, talking about smashing earnings. They have some kind of calculator that calculates what the earnings could be.
Hold on. Before they smash the earnings, we need to smash the likes. 1,600 people here, and guys, 300 likes is not going to cut it.
Guys, but I asked them so nicely earlier, guys, if you're enjoying the content and you like Ray's vest, okay, he's wearing that vest especially for you guys. He dressed up especially for you guys today. And if you like Ray's vest, hit the like button. Okay, if you don't like Ray's vest, hit the like button. It's quite a simple system here. Okay, so Delphi Digital, they say our calculators projections 1.9 billion total revenue. Okay, Wall Street estimates 1.32 billion. Okay, so these guys are saying Coinbase is going to come out and absolutely smash these current results. So let's see. See, Michael Wright says, come on, give Dill some support. I agree. Come on, give us some support here. Let's look at Coinbase. Now, this thing is really actually they really sweated it out. Okay, so we saw with the current market bleed out, we could see that Coinbase started sweating out. They started dripping it lower, and we actually lost major support here. But you can see what's happening today. This is the weekly chart that I'm watching at the moment. You can see what's going on here today. They've pushed it up. They're reclaiming a major weekly level here, and they're reclaiming quite a big fib pool. I'm talking about a fib pool from January 24, early this year, and we are now looking at nice support. So if you are trading Coinbase, or if you are interested in Coinbase, you have now reclaimed decent support here at about 215. So there could be a nice little play here for Coinbase. If you are looking for longs on Coinbase, your first level you want to watch is 215. Then your major support's going to be this low at 198. Watch this area closely. There's some nice levels here. If you are bullish long-term on crypto, you are bullish long-term on Coinbase and all these things, maybe this is a good area where you want to start looking for potential longs or for potential buys. And so that's the summary on Coinbase. I think it's going to pump higher. If they smash these earnings, I think you're going to see an aftermarket pump on this thing, and we could open quite strong tomorrow. But remember, there could be a lot of continuation on the crypto market as well. Okay, Michael van der Poppe says, one of the strongest performers since the last low is optimism. Now, we know this because optimism has now been pushing based on the current earnings that are coming out. Okay, so he's saying it's up more than 50% already. Now, remember, base is built on optimism. Is there a potential play here for optimism? Maybe optimism is going to give us some kind of move before this horrible death cross comes and kills everybody. So what is a death cross? Well, a death cross, number one, is the 50-day moving average crossing over the 200-day moving average. It's generally a bearish sign. It generally tells us that the market is going to start trending down. And we can see that with the current Bitcoin chart. We can see that with that 2-day Bitcoin chart in a downtrend. The signs are there that these things are going to start pushing lower. But is there another sympathy pump, a final sympathy pump coming for optimism? Are they going to give us one last hurrah before they potentially send us a little bit lower based on the current Coinbase earnings situation? So let's look. If you agree with the sentiment, well, there's a potential trade on the table here for optimism. This could be quite a short-term trade, depending on the hoorah and whatever comes out of Coinbase later tonight. But if you like the fact that Coinbase's layer 2 is built on optimism, it could be a bullish play here to be long optimism after earnings, well, now into earnings and after earnings. And the risk reward here could be pretty good if you're interested. So right now, if you are looking for an entry on optimism in this box, your risk is roughly 5% from the high of the box. And if you ladder in lower down into the box, your risk is obviously going to be lower. You're going to look at 1 or 2%, that sort of thing. But there's a potential trade here. And what does this trade look like? Well, number one, the first step here is optimism has broken a trend on the 12-hour. Okay, so there's signs here. It's the first coin, well, not the first one, but it's one of the first coins that we've seen that has actually broken this downtrend that we have been in since the highs on the 9th of March. So this is a major milestone, actually, that we finally have some of these tokens breaking trends. So that is notable and noticeable. Number two, what is the problem here? Well, optimism is pushing into the 200-day moving average. Now, we know this is a massive resistance area in general. So what am I actually looking for here? I've nibbled into an optimism long in this box. I'm looking for some kind of action here, and it's speculative. It's based on this Coinbase situation. It's based on some good earnings. If we do get a pop, I'm looking for a rejection on the 50-day moving average, and then I want to see the 200-day MA form support, which I'm going to back to form support based on the fact that it's the 200-day MA, and then we are looking for these moves higher up. So that is my current game plan. If we blow that 200-day MA, I'm going to start adding to optimism, and then I'm going to use that 200-day MA as my support marker, and I'm going to slowly start raising my stock to under that 200-day MA and see. Maybe we get a little bit of a move here out of optimism. There could be something here in the tank. Can it go 40%? It's going to be a tricky one. But can it go 18%? Yes, I think it can potentially push 18%. So TP1 for me is 18%. If we do bang into the 50-day MA, it's a nice 10% move from roughly where we are. And phase 2 then would be the 18% push. If the market suddenly just starts blowing trends, Bitcoin starts turning into an absolute beast again, then yes, we will see the 4 level for optimism. But right now, it's a small trade here. We're looking 50-day MA, and we're looking at that first TP zone just above 3.2. That is what I'm looking at. Okay, Glenn Goldman says, ton of good on the TON coin. Don't forget, on TON network, okay? I keep calling it Redemption Dog, but it's Redo Dog, R-E-D-O. And what is it, Ray? It's not Redemption Dog. What is it, bro? Somebody tell me. Somebody help me. Well, I bought tons of this dog. Okay, and if you are bullish on the TON network, resistance dog. If you are bullish on the TON network, you need to be, well, you don't need to be bullish on the first dog on the TON network, but it makes sense that the first dog on the TON network can be something that you might want to have a piece of. So I've got a piece of TON, and I've got a piece of the dog, R-E-D-O. It's a Redo Dog, resistance dog. Thanks, Leon, in the chats. Everybody's helping me there. And Schemo actually says it's reduction hog. maybe there's a meme on that one too. Who knows? Okay, so there we go. There's play number 1 for you, optimism. If you are bullish on Base, if you are bullish on Coinbase earnings, and you believe there's a bit of a link between Base and optimism, because Base is built on optimism, this might be a little trade for you guys to pay attention to. Okay, the next one is Degen Chain. It's a layer 3. Okay, it's also on Base. Now, I mean, we're going layer 1s, layer 2s, layer 3. I mean, this is for the technical fundamental guys. Don't ask too many questions, but basically, Degen Chain is on Base, and we know they only do memes on this thing, and we know the Base memes have been ripping, they've been blowing up, and things have turned absolutely brutal out there. But this Degen Chain has done absolutely nothing. Now, is that about to change later on today? Are Coinbase going to come out with some information? Are they going to say a few things? Well, who knows? It's difficult to say what they are going to produce, but this Degen Chain is just absolutely sold off, and looks like it's trying to find a bottom now. So if you are feeling speculative, and let's say maybe they say a couple of things here in the next few few hours, maybe there's a little bit of hype around this degen chain. Maybe you want to start nibbling in this area. The real move for me on degen chain is going to happen when we start blowing a trend. So anything can happen in this area. You could even lose this level, start finding new levels. But if you're nibbling in this area based on Coinbase and potential bullish vibes coming out later today, look for this. Look for a nibble around this area. Then watch this trend. When this trend blows, I would assume retail is going to get stuck into this, and they're gonna pay its dues here, and they're going to send this thing a little bit higher. So look out for that one. Degen, it's on my radar. I'm watching this one closely over the next 4 to 5 hours. We're going to see how this one plays out. Damien says, how low? What does Damien say? I missed that one. Why doesn't Ray know how to refresh? What did Damien say? I missed his comment there, Ray. I missed that one. Oh, he says, how low can we go when we grow? Pump it, dump it, stack it up some more. Let's go. He's probably a poet. He must be a poet. Okay. Let's go. Right. What's next? Apple earnings coming up.
The only thing we need to refresh is the likes. We're only at 630.
Guys, do you like my cat? Bro, they're going to make me do magic for them again tonight. Chrysella says AR is exploding. We're going to deal with AR as well. That was a setup I did give you guys yesterday. Okay, Canadian Jennifer says Apple sentiment is pretty bullish today with up to 1.5% on the day. Okay, do you think Apple's going to print its earnings? Well, I think the big secret's going to come here. Will Apple beat its earnings? The big secret is going to come here is what they're going to say afterwards about AI. I think that's what people are waiting for in the crypto space. This is what we're watching. If you like Render, if you like Fetch, if you like AI tokens, all these AI tokens, then you are watching Apple closely tonight. You want to see what they have to say about AI. Are they going to come with other plans? What are they looking at? So let's just look at the Apple chart quickly. If you are trading stocks and you are interested in Apple, well, we are sitting on a nice little level, and you can see today they are pushing a little bit higher. You can see this candle. This is the weekly, but you can see they are pumping this up at the moment. But key support for me for Apple would be the week's low. So 169. If you are looking for a long here on Apple, 169 is your support that you're watching. This is the week low, and then a little bit lower down, you want to look at 164. So these are both nice little areas here for Apple, and we do have a rising trend as well coming as back up there. So let's see how Apple goes. If they beat earnings, we should see a little bit of pumpage. But what do you have to watch out for? Number one, you got to watch out this 200-day MA that's staring you in the face at 180. We can see Apple does like to react to the 200-day MA. Look at that. There we go. There we go. Support. Now we've lost it. So let's see what happens if we do get a pump on Apple. 181 is resistance that you need to pay attention to. Support 169, a little bit lower down, 163. Watch those levels there. That could give you a nice little guide if you are long and strong on Apple. Joe Bot says, will Matic ever pump? I'm about to put Matic into the dust coin situation here. Matic is just offensive to me at the moment. Ray, do you still like Matic?
Honestly, I do like it for the bull market. I have a friend who has a big bag, but I don't know. I believe in Sandeep, but it's looking kind of shady. It didn't run.
Are you wearing a holster? Really, what's going on there? Now he's got the holster on. Guys, if you like Ray's holster, hit the like button. Okay, let's go into a couple of Apple things. Here we go. So Johnny, Crypto God John, Q3, Q4, Apple is going to be making a huge AI push. Okay, that's what he's stating here. Are they going to be talking about it tonight? Is it going to spark things like Render? Walter Bloomberg says Apple CEO Tim Cook expected to hint new AI features next week. Is there something building here on AI? Do we need to start paying attention? And Rowan Chung says Amazon just launched its AI assistant, plus more developments from Google, DeepMind, Nature Medicine, Microsoft, Apple, GPT-2 chatbot. Here's everything going around in AI at the moment. So read his thread here. Nice little account to follow. Read what he's got to say about AI at the moment. And what does that mean for us? How does that translate into tokens we like to trade? Well, I've got Render and I've got Fetch for you guys at the moment. And I'm going to show you my Fetch trade. I'm busy trading Fetch in WEEX. I'm looking for a bit of a move on that one. We're going to see how it plays out. But right now, Render, We looked at this one yesterday, and there were two massive areas that we were watching very closely. This was area number one for render that we liked yesterday, 7 on the button, and you can see we've had that nice reaction. And the way it held here was really helped nicely by this dominance dropping while these alts were floating around in these areas. So right now, massive support here for render is at 7. This is what we're watching at the moment. A little bit lower down. Again, this is still my major, let's call it an ape in zone at 6. Okay, but now if we're talking AI, we're talking Apple earnings tonight, we're talking maybe there's a short-term pump coming on some of these AI tokens. Maybe it's just going to push the market up a little bit for us. Then you are looking for a short-term move. And I've got a scalper set up here for you guys on render. So I've pulled out render on the 15 minutes, and we're going to take a look at this thing. So leading into Apple earnings, maybe they're going to be talking about things later. Are we going to get a pullback for render into a little buy zone if you don't have any already? Well, if you are planning on trying to get a position in render, this is what you're going to do. You're going to keep it as simple as possible. This is the 15-minute chart, and we are looking for a potential scalper zone. So note, we've now banged this high. Is that a potential double top? Does that signify that we might be drifting a little bit lower? So what I'm going to suggest here for scalpers, number one, you're going to watch big areas of support on the 15 minutes. Okay, so support number one that you want to pay attention to is 7.5. So watch this area 7.5. If you do get a bleed out onto the zone leading into the Apple earnings later on, look out for some kind of move off there. If it's bullish, if they're speaking AI things, look for a move round about 7.5. You could probably grab something in there, and then you do have this backup on this rising trend. And I just want to look where our 236 is as well. Let's pull a 236 fib to these highs. Just bang this 236 out here. Okay. Here's a nice little next level of support for you. So you can watch this zone over here as well. This is a potential bounce zone. This is a potential scalp zone. So you've got a 236 and you've got a little bit of 15-minute support. You can see there was a high here at one point as well that you can pay attention to. So scalper zones, area of interest. This is how you can play it. Scalper zone number 1, 7.65. Scalper zone number 2, 7.5. And it's a very simple play here. If you are bearish, okay, yeah, for example, if you are bearish now on the whole market, okay, here's a potential double top. Okay, you can short this right now. You can look for a stop above the 7.9. If you are bullish, you are waiting for a pullback into one of these zones, zone 1 or zone 2. These are the areas you're potentially going to get some kind of bounce. Just take note, if you start losing this trend and you don't recover, if this trend doesn't get recovered once it starts dipping down, so let's say we go push down and we push up here and we haven't recovered this trend, then we are potentially turning bearish again. Then you need to keep your eyes on Bitcoin. You got to watch your Bitcoin supports. Then you need to watch your dominance as well and pay attention to that and see what is going on. But right now, rising trend for render. Right now, you'll probably find rising trend for most altcoins at the moment. So little pullbacks, watch these areas, watch these scalper zones. You lose that rising trend. Remember, that's your fun line. If you lose that fun line, then things are potentially moving a little bit lower. So there's your plan for render scalpers, 7.66. 7.5. Watch those two areas. That could potentially give you a little move later today. And maybe we're going to tap 8 and maybe we're going to go a little bit higher. So watch that. And bigger picture then on render, we do have a big trend in the way. You can see our trend up here. It's around about 8.2 if we push into that. So look out over there at that trend. And if you are long render, and let's say you are already long render and you push into that trend, take profit, raise your stops, de-risk a little bit because it's a major downtrend. And remember, once we break this downtrend, we can change our strategy. We can do all sorts of things. But just remember, these pumps in these markets, what I've been saying for the last 2 weeks, any pumps here are for selling, any pumps here are for taking profits and de-risking as quickly as possible. So watch these trends, watch these big areas. And why is Alex saying I'm massive? Who else is here? Prasad says FTM is going down. Let me show you my trades. Let me show you what I got here. Okay, so I've been trading WEEX as well, and right now I'm sitting in a couple of positions on WEEX. You can see I'm long Fetch at the moment, so you can see Fetch. So I'm going to show you that Fetch chart shortly, and I'm currently in a long on Fetch. I'm currently in a long on WIF, which is now flat, so that means the market must be turning over a little bit, and Ray's short is going to be playing out. And then you can see I'm short Phantom as well. So I'm sitting in a Phantom short from the other day, and no reason to close this one yet. So I'm just letting this Phantom short play out, and we'll see if they're going to send the market to the depths of hell. At least I have some hedge here. At least I have a little bit of cover, and nice, Ray, good one. And so if they're going to send this thing to the depths of hell and they want to send Phantom to 0, well, we'll ride that thing down to 0 with them, and that short is now isolated and locked and loaded there. And this is my current position. So Fetch, I'm looking for a move for Fetch based on this AI situation. Let me show you my Fetch chart, but before I do that, remember, there's a link in the description for WEEX. And I've been telling you guys about WEEX for ages now, but it's very important that you listen carefully to what I'm telling you. WEEX is launching a token soon. Okay, and they are going to be doing an airdrop as well. How do you farm that WEEX airdrop? You farm those free tokens by trading on the WEEX exchange. Okay, they are really trying to entice you guys to come onto the exchange. This offer is not going to be here for a long time. Okay, you can see there's a ticking clock. Okay, if you want to trade on WEEX and take advantage of a 20% deposit bonus, if you put in a deposit, they're going to give you a 20% bonus to what you're putting in there. That's a free gift that you can basically trade with. Here it is. Read what they say here on the link. So sign up with this exclusive link below. It's also KYC friendly. And if you want to see what these exchange tokens do, look at BitGet, look at MEXC, look at all these exchanges when they've launched the token early. What's happened to their token once the exchange really gets going and they start launching all their products and all these things. So I cannot stress this enough. This offer is not going to be around for too long. Look at this. The clock is ticking. WEEX, link is in the description here. Sign up to WEEX, KYC friendly. Get trading there with me. And they are making changes every single day. I'm speaking to the team. I've been guiding them through this exchange. We've been changing things. We've been making it, more suitable to some of us degen traders as well. So there's a lot of work going into this at the moment for you guys. So take a chance, get onto WEEX, and let's see. Let's see how it goes, and look out for their token that is coming. Okay, here is Fetch. What's up with your poll? Oh, Mario, let's check the poll.
It's 50-50. Pretty flat.
Hey, look, you know what? That's actually pretty decent. Like, if it was all bears, then we know we go long. If it was all bulls, then we know we're looking for shorts. But 50-50, that's a nice balanced. It's a nice balanced view out there actually at the moment. And I think that is starting, Ray. I think that's actually starting to represent the current fear and greed index. And I don't have that one in front of me at the moment. But when I looked earlier today, the fear and greed index was down in the 40s. Okay, so we are really now starting to get to an area of a little bit concern for some people, and things are turning a little bit more neutral. In the past, we've seen way too many bulls in the polls, and maybe this is now a good sign. Remember, when you really want to go away and you're hating crypto, that is when they're going to send it up. They're not going to send it up when you're super relaxed and you're not scared. They want to send it up when you are fearful and you are hating life. Okay, AI play for me. You can see why I've longed Fetch, and I was a little bit late on it. I actually made a mistake earlier today. So earlier today, I went long on WEEX, and I obviously didn't push the button, closed my app, went, messed around, came back later, sat down in front of my PC to see how smart I was and how green my trade was, and it wasn't even open. So I thought, shit, well, now I got to take this thing. And so I actually bought a little bit high, but the entry really was any of these moves into this 1.89 or 1.9 region. So that was the area that I wanted to grab Fetch. And right now, so 1.9 is your major support that you're going to watch, and you can see why this is good support for me. We've got a nice little rising trend as well. We've got these horizontals in place. So things are looking nice for Fetch. They're teeing up for a move. Okay, they're teeing up for some kind of bullish news here on AI potentially. And are we going to get a run? Well, you can see this chart looks exactly like Render. And if they are going to push this thing higher up, look out for the trend. Make sure you are TPing at these type of areas. Look out, horizontals here and trend tying into one another. So look out. Anything around about this 2.2 region is probably a raise the stops, take profit, behave yourself type of level. Okay, that is where you want to be looking. And we've got big resistance higher up. We've got the 50-day MA, and we've also got a nice horizontal cluster coming through here. So this is a massive zone for you guys. So don't get euphoric. If we start pushing into these zones and Apple is bullish, remember, if they print some bullish news out there today, we might get a pump for an hour or two, and then possibly an easy little rejection. So just make sure you are being disciplined with your profit zones and where you are taking profits. Okay. I'm reading the chats. Ungovernable says, Phantom on the turn, going to the moon. Isn't trading the best, guys? Isn't trading the best? I see DJ and Dave is here in the chats as well. DJ and Dave, you guys saw him on my show the other day, and he is from the Sniper Club with us. So another amazing thing we got going on is me and Sheldon have the Sniper Club, and we've got the whole Sniper team in there. And you see that I post my charts daily in the Sniper Club. I give market updates, we post signals, we post setups, we post all these things. We got fundamentals, we got airdrops, we got everything going on in the Sniper Club. If you are interested in joining us and sitting in on the Zooms, we do private Zooms. I always get this wrong. We do between 8 and 12 private Zooms a week for Sniper Club members. And, that's when you get one-on-one attention. Well, not one-on-one, but we sit with the private members, whoever's sitting there. And we go through our thought processes. We take trades. We do the things that, everybody wants to do in there. So if you are interested, there's a link in the description. Come and hang out with us. Try it out and see what it's all about. And there, 𝗨𝗥 the printer. 𝗨𝗥 the prince says he wants to be in Sniper Club. And Fahad says the cute guy in the house. I think Fahad's talking about DJ and Dave. There's a fan. There's a fan of DJ and Dave's in the chat. I think it was Jane or something. Maybe we can matchmake or something. That's funny. Okay, Dave, if you're still in the chats there, don't be shy, bro. Come jump in. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Right, this is great stuff. Okay, Victor says highest volume coins on Bybit perps. Okay, what happens when the market starts bouncing? What happens when the market turns bullish? These meme coins. Now, I know there's guys in the chats that hate meme coins, but we need to just deal with it. We need to understand that they're not going anywhere. And if you want to make money, that's one thing. If you're worried about fundamentals, well, that's another thing. And, if you want to make money, you need to go where the money is and where the pumpers are. And these meme coins continuously perform time and time again for you guys when the market starts recovering. Right, they bleed out nicely, obviously. But when there's a sign of a recovery, the first thing I did today was dive into that PEPE chart, and I dived in it properly. And I'm going to show you why we looked at it. So first meme coin of interest here is PEPE that I'm talking to you about right now. And let's just see what's actually happened here. So we had a nice little flag for PEPE, and they dripped it down into this nice little 0.5 trend region and horizontal. Okay, so while they were bleeding us out, it was almost too good to be true that they were dropping it into this nice little zone. And James, bro, come on, bro. Okay, so PEPE, what are we looking at now for PEPE? A little bit of a risky play if you want to get involved now after a massive pump, but I'm going to give you the breakdown. I'm going to give you the rundown. You can see it's 34% up from those lows at the moment. What would I watch now on PEPE? So there's a couple of things that could potentially help you here. If this market's going to stay bullish, you can see what's going on here. PEPE has blown through this 8-hour trend. Okay, so we've blown the 8-hour trend, and we've got some support back up here with a 50-day MA running through at a multiple 0.711. Let's look where our fibbage is as well. Let's try and find some support zones that we can pay attention to. There's our 382. Look at this absolute banger. Okay, so what do we have here for PEPE? Support-wise, I've got the 50-day MA, I've got some horizontals in play here, and I've got this 382 at multiple 0.711. So if PEPE does breathe now, let's say the market just takes a breath over the next hour or two, and it stays relatively bullish, then you're going to be looking for some kind of PEPE bounce in this region. There could be an opportunity here for a move on PEPE. If this doesn't hold, I would say then kick back and let it bleed out, let it play out, and maybe we come visit it again lower down at this multiple 0.608. So right now for me, 50-day MA, I want to see that hold of support tied in with 382 and some horizontals here, multiple 0.711. David Digital, still with PEX. Let's see. Arctic Trading says core is pripping. I wonder what pripping is today. Let's see. Yeah, as you see, Dave Digital says David D is so cute. Guys, this is funny. Okay, let's go. POPCAT. This was another banger. Now, I brought this onto my show multiple times, and let's just all agree that we remember something here, and just pay attention now. Okay, the next time we have a market bleed out, you need to look at these meme coins, no matter how much you hate them. And I mean, I've missed PEPE so many times, but I've told you guys on the next pullback, I'm buying this PEPE, and that's exactly what I did. So when you have a bleed out, okay, pull out WIF, pull out PEPE, pull out Floki, pull out all of these types of things. And when the market's bleeding down, as much as you hate them, look for a nice little entry zone and look for a buy zone on some of these, because they reward you for being an absolute degen. They reward you for not supporting fundamentals. They reward you for not being in it for the tech. It's a very simple system that they seem to have going on there. Okay, let's go. Let's look at some supports here for POPCAT. Where's POPCAT going to end? Look, it's a difficult one to say. We brought this one on the show a couple of weeks back, and it's really now starting to show a little bit of strength. I see it's on quite a few exchanges now and all these things. So keep your eyes on POPCAT. Is it going to be the first cat to go to $1 billion potentially? So, you know, right now, when we brought it on the show, it was about a $300 million market cap. I haven't checked now the latest market cap on it, so we need to just we need to see what that is. But if they're targeting $1 billion and things like that, maybe you want to start sniffing around on a bit of POPCAT. How would I do it? Well, the first area that I would watch is going to be a retest of these all-time highs, these previous all-time highs. So let's see if POPCAT's going to hold 0.55. Let's see if it's going to hold this region and this rising trend. That's an area number one of interest to me. And then area number two, let's just see what type of tie-in we have. We do have some kind of support here tied in with a 382 as well. So look at 0.515. And then a little bit lower, we do have some more horizontal, 0.482. Okay, these are all zones of interest. These are areas where if you're trying to accumulate a meme coin, these are the type of zones that you want to be looking at to potentially buy these things. And you can see we've got a rising trend in play, and watch the rising trends. Okay, if the trends start falling over, then maybe things start turning a little bit more bearish. And yeah, Bogdan, I've got you, bro. I've got you. Let's get we'll get 𝗟𝗦𝗡𝗏 out shortly. Okay, so POPCAT, watch 0.55. And what is the target? Well, let's actually figure out a target. So for those of you that don't use fibs, I mean, look, I use them all the time. You know that I love these things so much. And if you want to know where a target can potentially go, or where a token can go to, what you can do is pull a fib from a high to a low. Okay, for this example, and then you can pull out the 1.618 fib, and that should give you some kind of target as to where these things could potentially go and where they could potentially react. So watch out at 0.71. That is target number one here for POPCAT. If it stays bullish, that is where you're going to go, and that is where you're looking to at least take some profit if it does go push into that zone. So 0.71, eyes on that, and that could be that. Yeah, exactly. 𝗬𝗦𝗚𝗓 says. Perfect science. Plays out. And 𝗬𝗦𝗚𝗓, check your DMs, bro. Okay, I've got you. I sorted you out there. Okay, let's go to the next one. WIF. Okay, another interesting one. And look, to be fair, it's performed a little bit worse than PEPE and some of the others. But WIF is always a banger for us. And when Sol starts really waking up, and I mean really waking up and starting to rip, then WIF is where you need to be. Right now, let's watch WIF and see what's going on. How would I play this right now? Okay, well, you can see we've just rejected and my trade went flat. Okay, so now we're going to watch this area closely. And what's the next play here? Let's see if this is going to push higher. If it's going to push higher, we're looking at the 50-day MA. Then we're looking at some kind of support retest. Then we're going to push this thing a little bit higher. So that is the plan here. That is ideally how I want to play this WIF situation. If they don't come out and rinse me now after Ray started shorting the whole market. And are we still going down there, Ray? What's happening? Are you still
holding? I'm still short. It's still holding.
Guys, you know what to do. If you want to rinse Ray, okay, if you want to rinse Ray, start market buying BTC immediately. Okay. Okay, so WIF, there could be something on the card here for WIF. Watch this thing closely. Let's see if this is going to start playing out for us. A nice little trend here in play, and let's see if we break this little area here. Could be a nice one here. Anything down to about 2.6, I would say you can watch as a potential support zone. So let's mark this guy. Do that. Okay, so call it 2.56. Look for 2.56 to hold, and then maybe we can get a little move there out of WIF. Okay, let's see. Bogdan says he's buying a Ferrari with his 𝗟𝗦𝗡𝗏 trade. Okay, let's look at this thing quickly. Let's go. Oh, here's an honorable mention, RUNE. Okay, so RUNE's now broken a trend. and interesting play. Remember, Bitcoin strength, sometimes you want to look at RUNE. There's others that you can look at, obviously stacks and the BRC20s and those things, but just interesting. We noticed RUNE today started really performing earlier this morning, and we were talking about it earlier today as a potential play, and I see it's pushing on really nicely. So what you can do now for RUNE is you can just pull your fibs up. You want to look for some potential support zones. Look how juicy this is. Wow. Okay, there you go. There's a potential support that you can watch there on RUNE at 4.9. So watch 4.9, potential retest zone, potential area of interest there for you for RUNE. And then don't forget the 618 lower down. Hopefully we'll come to the rescue there at 4.8 if things start melting down. So watch that at the moment, but a good start that we've got a little trend break on RUNE on the 1 hour. So yeah, let's see how that plays out, but so far so good. And it's always a nice sign when they blow through a trend and they blow through some horizontals. That's a great sign. And now you want to see the trend hold, the horizontal hold, and the 382 hold. If those three hold for you, then this thing turns bullish again. If they fail, well, then it was an absolute fake out and they're sending us all back to zero. And that's fine. That's fine with us as long as we take profit along the way. Okay, let's go AR for Bogdan. Okay, Bogdan, what an absolute ripper. So yesterday we looked at 𝗚𝗚𝗡 and it was interesting. It was dipping. They really were rinsing it yesterday. We were 11% down on 𝗚𝗚𝗡. It was the worst performer on my watch list. I thought, what is going on with this thing? And it was dipping down into the 786 and trend region. And again, you really just can keep it so simple. If you are new to trading or you're interested in trading and you wonder how we go about this thing, it really doesn't have to be a complicated situation at all. You get these types that make all these fancy words and all these things, but at the end of the day, we're fucking drawing lines, we're drawing horizontals, we're drawing trends, we're trading good levels, and sometimes we throw in some fibs for a bit of spice. And if it hits the right areas, then you have a go. And if it fails, well, then you're wrong. It's a pretty simple system that we do here. And what you can see has happened here is 𝗚𝗚𝗡 has just drifted down into a rising trend, into a horizontal, and it's front run a 786 region. So for me, that looked like a potential bounce area. Fine, it front ran it a little bit, unfortunately, but rising trend 786 horizontal looks like a nice area of confluence. So if you are trading and you have 3 reasons why something could hold, that is a good place to start looking for a potential entry. If you have 4 levels, even better. 5 levels, well, fuck me, then you're selling the hamster. But watch out here for 𝗚𝗚𝗡 now. How do we play this? Any pullbacks for me, 𝗚𝗚𝗡 29.8. I would say look for support here. Make sure this is going to hold. And no coincidence, for those of you that are also new to trading, get the 50-day MA on your charts. There's no coincidence here that 𝗚𝗚𝗡 is rejecting at the 50-day moving average. Okay, so pay attention to this. Bogdan, I hope you're watching this one closely. 50-day MA here is resistance now, 33.5. Look out for that. In fact, I think I highlighted this today in the Sniper Club charts as well as a potential TP zone or reaction zone that you need to pay attention to. So right now, 𝗚𝗚𝗡, what are we looking at? 30 is your support, or just under 30. Look for that if you're bullish. Alternatively, if they're rinsing us out and they're going to end us, then you need to step back and let this thing play out. If it loses that area, then I'd say we are coming down, and let's not try and force anything. Let it just come, and we'll wait for our next entry. We'll reassess the market. Remember, if these altcoins start really losing these candles from earlier today, it's probably a massive rejection. Let's not try catch a falling knife then. Let it do its thing, and we can then reassess. Tony says, don't sell the hamster, sell the wife. Tony, you sell the hamster when it's like relatively high conviction, because you got to break it to the kids. You got to tell them you sold their hamster. You sell the wife when Bitcoin's at 12, I think, and I think it was Link at 8. Some guys were trying to sell the wife. Joy wants to know about ONDO. I've actually prepped ONDO for you because we spoke about this one yesterday. Oh, look at this. Okay. So ONDO.
It's really doing well. It's amazing. It's like a stable coin.
This thing ripping. Look at this pump, bro. Okay, so ONDO RWAs. What have I said multiple times? And you know, when you get a pullback, okay, obviously we understand these meme coins, but these RWAs, they're not going anywhere. Okay, and BlackRock's involved and all these things, and you want a recovery play, you look at things like ONDO. Okay, so here's ONDO, a nice little setup. What did I say yesterday? Basically, what I was wanting to see, I wanted to see it reclaim this previous range low. So you could see we had this range over here that we were watching as support. We lost it, okay, and we triggered our major support zone over here, which was 0.6 0.94. Okay, so that was our support marker. And then recovery buys. When do you get bullish on something like this when it starts recovering? Well, it's a very simple play because you could see horizontals in the way. You could see a trend as well. So the minute we blew through that horizontal and started reclaiming this as support, it starts making sense that you're potentially looking for your next ride higher up. So right now for ONDO, your new support now that you want to watch, 0.735. 0.735 for ONDO. Watch that one. And if you are in it as well, you can also watch the 50-day MA and these horizontals here. So look out at 0.77, watch 0.77, and your upside target for ONDO, this is where you must TP, okay? Well, you don't must, okay, but just be disciplined here. If the market does push into this region, look why you need to look and look at taking profits in the zone. Look at this range high, okay? When we get up here, we tend to reject. So if they send us into this region this time, take some profit. Make sure you are de-risking these type of things, because look out for that type of move into that region. Wow, totally smashed an hour there, guys. That was fun. We love a bit of a green market. So yeah, we might have dragged on a little bit. Hopefully you survived 58 minutes of me doing cat sounds and those things. And hopefully you guys survived Ray's vest as well. And his goggles. I'm glad the goggles are still on though, bro. Okay, guys, you've got nice levels, you've got nice targets. Coinbase, are they going to come to the rescue? Apple, are they going to save the AI tokens? Let's see how it plays out tomorrow. Another big day for us. Hopefully we got another green day, and I'll wear my other bull shirt and just to celebrate the moment. Later.